Hey y'all, long time no see, but I'm back. And I'm better. I need help with this editing stuff. I definitely underestimated what it takes to post videos, upload videos. It's been a while since I saw y'all. I got braces. I had Invisalign at first, and I went to the dentist and they were like, your teeth are still crooked at the bottom. They were like, if you switch to traditional, you'll probably be out by December. I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's run it because I just want my teeth straight. That's it. That is all. But I wasn't disciplined enough to wear those trays like that because I love to eat. I love to snack. And you have to have them on like at least 23 hours out of the day, I believe. Of course, I wouldn't know because I wasn't doing it. So I went ahead and got traditionals. Hopefully we'll have straight teeth by the end of this year. But I did this video of the trays that I took last week and why. I want to start posting weekly on here. You never know who you may be helping. Hopefully something in this video can maybe or help someone connect the dots. And got me a little midday coffee. So what I get a small iced coffee, 5 butter pecan pumps, don't judge me, 2 creamers and no sugar. Have y'all heard the new Drake album? So let's go ahead and get into these trays I took this previous week and why. So let's get started. I have the trays that I took on my monitor back here, and I'm going to do the actual breakdown on my laptop doing the replay feature. So basically this is a tray that I took on Tuesday, May 20th. Monday the 19th, I didn't take any trade. It was a no trade day for me because I didn't see anything. On the 20th, on Tuesday, this is a sell position that I caught on NQ. So basically, price had broken structure here. Let's start here first. So this area right here, price had eventually came up and broken structure to the upside. So initially, I was looking for a buy position because, of course, if I see that price is breaking structure to the upside, price is basically picking this direction as I thought. Of course, we just got to follow price until it kind of shows us where it want to go. Basically, I saw that price is broken structure to the upside. Okay, cool. We have a possible demand here that I was looking for on the 5-minute. So this is a 5-minute demand. Price just continued to break structure, I believe. And I was initially just waiting for price to come back and retrace this area. I was waiting for price to come back down, retrace its zone, give me a confirmation so I can take it up to the possible next highs up there. But price didn't do that necessarily. So once we were coming down, when I want to see a retrace, I simply want to see red bearish candles coming down strong to my zone. In the event that I see a green candle gets made, that is considered a pullback. Once you have a pullback and price drops lower and then taps your zone, that is considered a break of structure. So I don't want to see any lower lows or lower highs get made as we come down to the zone. I simply just want to see price retrace, tap the zone, give me a confirmation, I'm in and I'm out for TP. So what I was looking for was price to continue to come on down. I want to see another red candle come and hold my zone by giving me a green candle confirmation. Instead, price did a pullback from here, and then we dropped lower and then tapped the zone, I believe. That's a lower low and a lower high all day. This is a lower low here. This is a lower high because this was the high at first and now we're going lower. Lower lows and lower highs indicates that there is a bearish trend. The sellers could be in the market, whatever. I was looking for a buy position. So on this next candle that came out, wasn't really looking for that. Like I said, I was looking for a bearish candle. So I'm like, okay, we have a most recent low. And the thing about it that made this not what I was looking for, because we haven't tapped the zone yet. Had it would have been a tap and then closed green, I would have probably considered getting in at the top body of the candle, but we didn't. We didn't tap the zone, so that was a lower low and a lower high get made in the market for me. So at this point, I am kind of looking at the charts a little bit funny because I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't really like this because price has broken structure to the downside. Price pulled back and now has a new low. So from there, I went ahead and boxed up this supply. I just wanted to kind of see how it looked. And when I boxed up the supply, the possible 5-minute supply, I saw that price looks like that it was actively retracing the zone here in this candle. So I told myself, I said, okay, if we close bearish from here, I'm going to just go ahead and enter and I'm going to try to beat out by the time we hit this 5-minute demand, honestly speaking, because price is making lower lows and lower highs. It's making that pattern that I don't really like when I'm trying to make a buy, when I'm trying to enter for a buy position. The next candle after that ended up coming out bearish. This is where I went ahead and took my entry. And I'm not going to lie, I went ahead and put my stop loss here. I did not use the full zone because the zone was already pretty big. It was about 130 points, as you can see. And I went ahead and decreased that and used this current candle. So this trade was a little weird because we was in between the middle of a valid demand zone and also a very possible supply that could be making its round, making its way on down, maybe about to melt the market. So I was like, okay, whatever I do, I have to be strategic, and I at least got to have a target because I'm low-key going the opposite way that the trend is going. So I'm not going to lie, I got in short here once this candle closed, and I took a little negative risk to reward ratio. Highly don't recommend that. I highly don't recommend this. But I kind of got a little scared because we were approaching that demand zone, and I wanted to get out before we hit that and start hitting some buying pressure and people started filling their orders, because this is a very valid demand. So got out here. Don't recommend that. I wanted to ride it out for a 1-to-1, but as price started rejecting, as you can see with this candle wick, I kind of punked out and I kind of got scared and I closed my position. Should I have taken a negative risk to reward? Absolutely not. Did I? Yes. I took a negative risk to reward on my live account. On my funded, I let it ride out for a little bit over a 1-to-1. So yeah, this is what we ended up with, and after that we ended up breaking that zone, and this was actually a true supply, and the market just started to melt after that. That would have almost been 300 points that would have been hit here. So that was Tuesday. So on Wednesday, I took a position on NQ, and I did lose on this position, but hey, you gotta lose some, you gotta win some. You're not gonna win every day. So this position, this was kind of a little weird. I feel like price action was just not on my side this day. I feel like that I've taken a lot of trades like this before, but I just feel like, I don't know, price action was just moving a little wonky. So yeah, this is what happened. Price was basically breaking structures to the upside and also breaking structures to the downside. No, we did not have news. I'm not sure what exactly was the problem today, but I don't know. I just ended up losing out on this trade. So basically what happened, I was looking to see for buys. I was ultimately looking for buys because my higher time frames were showing that the trend was overall bullish. I ended up marking out this high because I wanted to see this high get broken, which we eventually did with the next few candle wicks, with the next candle. So here, this candle was my break of structure candle here. This candle is my break of structure here. So my most recent bearish candle before that will be my demand zone. So I went ahead and marked this out as my demand from top wick to bottom wick. Deleted this line because we had already broken structure. And as you can see, price was actively retesting the zone once I went ahead and marked it out. So I was looking for a bullish candle closure initially because I love conservative entries. I'm not really a fan of aggressive, but I will take break of the candle here and there. When I feel like price is moving a little bit aggressive, I will go ahead and take it. This was a few minutes after market open. I think this was like maybe 15 minutes to 20 minutes after. So price was still a little bit wicky, kind of doing a lot of things. So this was a trade that I ended up taking break of the candle. This very next candle is the one that I got stopped out on, but this was the type of trade that you had to see the candles get made to be able to see why I got stopped out. So I entered break of the candle, which was here. I entered as price was going past the previous candle body. I was using my stop here, and I was trying to go up for a 1-to-1. So basically what happened here on this particular candle that I got stopped out on, price had basically came down and then went back up. As price was going back up, I went ahead and hopped in as this bearish candle, the second bearish candle that I entered on, was passing the previous candle body. I went ahead and entered, and I put my stop loss right under where that candle was. Instead of that candle, it was in profit for a little bit, as you can see. After we went into a little bit of profit, it turned right back down and stopped me out within that same candle. So it was going up, and then it went down. It made a bottom wick, it came down, went up, was in profit, went right back down, and I got stopped out. Even on the next candle that came out, if I would have taken a conservative entry here and maybe moved my entry down here and then used the full zone and still targeted my 1-to-1, I would have still been stopped out because it looks like that price ended up coming out of the zone, possibly swept liquidity, And then look, it went right in our direction that we wanted it to go. We would have hit our take profit. Everything would have been good. It just invalidated here on the zone. So, hey. Okay, so this was a trade here on Thursday that I caught a win on. This was a minor breaker structure setup. As you can see, price is pretty much just consolidating, choppy, ranging, whatever you want to call it. So I came up with the idea that price was maybe coming to grab these unfulfilled supply orders up here. This was a 5-minute supply that I had marked out, and I just felt like price was coming and targeting to tap into this zone. So that was my theory. I'm like, okay, if I can see a position where I can maybe ride this trade up to that supply, I'll consider taking it, because I don't know when the supply is going to get tapped. So for the sake of me not want to be on the market all day, I'll take a minor breaker structure setup. So that's exactly what I did. The next candle that came out hot. It came out on fire. We had ended up breaking these highs right here. Therefore, this was a minor breaker structure setup. This would be a minor breaker structure setup. This would be more so like your major breaker structure setup. They're pretty much both valid. You're just basically taking one trade before you take the other, honestly. So, since that was my breaker structure candle here, this green candle, my bearish candle before that will be my demand zone. So I went ahead and marked this out. This is my 5-minute demand. I was simply waiting for price to come back in the zone and retrace and give me a confirmation candle. As you can see, the very next candle came down, retraced this zone pretty nicely, gave us a nice rejection showing that this zone was capable of holding for you. So this was a trade that I took break of the candle again. This was another trade, unfortunately, that I took a negative risk to reward ratio on, and I'm not happy about it. You do not have to tell me this is not okay. But at the same time, I feel like when it comes down to having a negative risk to reward or being negative on the day, I would rather take the money off the table, have a negative risk to reward, than have a red day. Call it what you want, to each his own. Every trader do different things that work for them. But in the event that I see price rejecting at a certain level, not a type of rejection where the market is made up of buyers and sellers, so it has to wick down, wick up, and it's like ticking. No, this was a rejection that price had wicked up, strong rejection, wick came down. I got in here as price was turning around here. Then I believe I got out here. So this was kind of a little wonky, I know. A negative risk to reward is never good. This is when you are risking more money than you're going to profit. But once it came down to the point of me having a little wonky trade than being in the red for the day, I went ahead and took my profit. I know exactly what not to do, but I don't know. For some reason, this week was not really the cleanest week for me. So I did my best navigating through it. I did my best to manage risk. And we ended up coming out in the green for sure. After we ended up taking our profit and that rejection wick had came down, it went up a little bit more, but it ended up dropping and it would have invalidated this whole zone. I believe that it reacted to a higher time frame supply, but luckily we were out well before this drop happened. So, hey, y'all do what you gotta do. Okay, so boom, here we are. We are on Friday. Yay, it's the end of the week. We're trying to protect our capital. We're trying to make some money. We're not trying to force any trades, so we're really looking for something super quality on Fridays typically. This particular setup, I was initially going for a buy position. Pretty much like one of the other days this week. I believe it was Tuesday. I can't really remember, but you guys will see on this video. This was basically a zone that I was waiting for. I was waiting for price to come back down and retrace this 5-minute demand, right? I was waiting for price to retrace this 5-minute demand zone and basically just give me a lot of selling pressure. I just want to see it get straight to the point and take me up to new highs after I get on the trade. Price did not do that. We ended up coming down. We pulled back, broke a low to get to this demand. Y'all know how I feel about that. When we break a low, that is red flag number one, that we're making lower lows and lower highs. Therefore, sellers may be in the building. So we may be looking for a supply. So as you can see, this next candle that came out bullish. Came out bullish. I was not feeling that. I wanted to see a red candle just come down and tap the zone. The very next candle came out, completely invalidated the zone. So since I'm a trader that is very comfortable changing my bias, because I know that you do have to be pretty flexible to be able to catch the moves. I feel like I was selling myself short just looking at the market from one way, simply because the market is not going to do what you want it to do all the time. So flexibility and adaptability is very, very important. So after we end up breaking that low, I quickly changed my bias and drew up this 5-minute supply right here. So I marked up this 5-minute supply. I was simply waiting for, I was waiting for price to come back up, tap the zone. I was waiting for price to retrace this zone and give me a bearish candle closure. The next few candles, we continued to break structures to the downside. This green candle came back but didn't quite tap the zone. This next bearish candle came, and there we go. I went ahead and entered on this candle. Actually, it was a little bit a mix of aggressive and conservative. I did wait for this candle to pass this candle body, even though it was a little doji. I did wait for this to kind of break a little bit of lows. Use current candle, put my stop loss right above this candle that was open and going, and was trying to aim for a simple 1-to-1. And that very next candle, TP. That was it. So that was pretty much how my week went. Like I said, I'm going to try to do like my trade breakdowns that I took throughout the week, and at least be trying to post every week. I feel like I can do that. Fingers crossed. Talk to y'all later. Peace out. Bye.